make that okay.
Nope.
Well, there's that Family Guy joke, isn't it? Oh, they have a continental breakfast. Oh, the continent is Africa.
And so far, I've never seen a hotel that has a workshop. I mean,
Rubbish.
they have spas and gyms and a lot of things, but a whittling room, would that be so bad?
Well, that would be so nice. You check in and like, do you want a brochure for our spa or our woodworking lounge? Yes, please.
Woodworking lounge. Wow. Yeah, it's like a fully formed workshop, but it's warm and it's got complimentary tea and coffee.
Yeah, and a filled fridge with beers and beer sausage. Directly from Germany.
Beer sausage.
Yeah.
Isn't that a thing in England?
No.
What? Oh, you're missing out.
I know.
I'm not sure about that, but
Well, I think almost immediately we found this week's episode title.
I mean, it is fun with all those things that you take for granted, and then you realize that no, we're the only ones in the world doing this. Ah, okay, we're the weird ones.
You know, I have felt that on my body this week, or to be honest, last Friday.
Beer sausage.
that too. No, being the what I mean the fact that you're thinking everybody's on board, and then you realize no, it's just me. Of course, we're all living in our own small bubbles. I have taken upon myself to have like a semi-monthly, weekly Kahoot thing at work, and of course, I have different kind of themes. I mean, it's geography, popular culture, and then of course it's Quizmaster's Corner, where I can ask random things from my YouTube channel, and hope that some will eventually go there. And then of course you when you're making a quiz, you can't make it too hard, right? So you're making some obvious questions and some a little bit hard, and then some questions that people have to guess, but you might learn something. And of course, I quoted a Norwegian movie, and I was like, okay. And someone said, oh, I agree with you, but maybe to the younger people, you might have to explain who that is. What? Isn't that like common knowledge? And then, no. So I'm learning that a lot of people, they don't know the backstory of half the questions in some of the categories, and then you realize that, oh no, half the project is 20 years younger than you. I mean, when they were growing up, this was already outdated, and of course I just take it for granted that everyone knows, but they don't.
I had that more or less exactly that same thing today. I had a student bring a laptop to the office. They were doing something in Photoshop. And this laptop was just being incredibly slow. It wasn't rendering anything. It was just finding everything impossible. So I had a look and sort of like, yeah, you're looking at this document at 2.5%. How big is this document? Oh, I don't know. Okay. And this brush size you're using, that's 5,000 pixels. No wonder it's having trouble rendering this on this. It's a student laptop that we offer from the laptop caddies. It's quite a low-end, £150 device. And I said, well, what did you set the document up? I said, I don't know. Well, what resolution did you set it? I don't know. Who's teaching you anything about Photoshop? Oh, no one. We were just told to start using Photoshop. And I assumed it was like on the iPad. It just does everything for you. No, it doesn't. No. So they got a crash course in screen resolution and document sizing and how not to absolutely shaft themselves.
The project, I was in a meeting today, and the project manager in the project, he said something, and I said, well, you must remember that you and me are from the only generation that not only do we have to teach and be IT support for our parents, but we're also going to have to be that for our kids, because they have grown up that you press a button and you use the 2-finger motion on any flat surface and things just happen. They don't know what a driver is, or an operating system, or a BIOS. They don't even know what a hard drive is. I mean, they vaguely know what a cloud is.
I know, you just turn it on and stuff works, right?
Yeah.
These days, yeah, kind of.
And then they think a cloud is some communal storage up in some imaginary server network. No, it's not. It's condensed water suspended in the air up in the sky. Read a book.
Books. Yeah, I've seen them. They've got too many words.
Oh, that's too many words. I wrote the most honest car ad ever put in any ad ever. I wrote down everything that is wrong with my car and probably everything that's gonna be wrong after you have bought it. And I got a lot of messages. Some of them was like, oh, this was funny. And then someone like lowballing me. And then one guy like, it was a bit much to read. Does it run? I mean, oh Lord. I mean, if you, if you can't master the, to read the ad from start to finish, then no, this car is not for you. I'm sorry, mate.
But what a fascinating life you have to have when, I mean, imagine him being offered a contract of any kind to sign.
Yeah.
Did you read the contract? Well,
I asked the
where to sign.
Yeah, I asked the counterpart to give me the highlights.
Just give me the TLDR. Am I going to owe anything? Yeah. Oh, how much and for how long? Everything forever. Oh, that's probably doable.
Seems like a lot, but okay.
Yeah. I really don't think this is a good deal, but, I really want the new shiny thing, so I'm just going to agree to it, yeah? Worry about all the rest later.
I mean, that being said, though, the terms and conditions, I'm not the heaviest reader myself, but yeah, I don't sign.
You've not read every single end user license agreement that you've ever agreed to.
I mean, I wish I had, and there is a guy who have an entire YouTube channel doing that. But I mean, you would never get to use the thing that you want to use if you're going to spend. Lord of the Rings looks like a pamphlet when you start reading these EULAs. End user license agreement.
So it's an Elven as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was forged in the mountains of bureaucracy.
Well, there we go. There's the bureaucracy of the beginning of episode 124.
Nope.
Almost.
5.
There it is.
Episode 125 of the Make Crude Mistakes podcast with people in it that you know and love.
Well, you're taking some stuff for
Acquaintances,
granted.
People that you might have seen before somewhere.
Acquaintances that you can bear in small bursts twice a week.
Maybe on Crime Watch.
Oh yeah.
So have we been making anything other than journeys, KJ? Because you are far, far away.
Yes, I am at the moment roughly 500 kilometers south of where I usually am, or 300 miles roughly, for those who prefer that kind of measurement.
Crap. You're in Poland?
No, I'm almost as far as you can come in Sweden.
Yeah, the crime region. All right, so this is the last time we'll see you then. It might some drug gang might pop into your room and just pop a cap in your pillow and leave again. I don't know.
I don't think it's that much crime here. There's too much military presence.
Oh yeah,
because this is one of the few, one of the biggest naval bases in Sweden. This is where we keep all the submarines. So I guess if Russia comes knocking, this will be blown up pretty quickly.
You would just be in town that week, wouldn't you?
Yeah, with my luck, probably.
I was feeling kind of bad when I finished my year in the military. You get a letter like thank you for your service, and this is the place that you will have to attend if there is a crisis, and you will be summoned. And of course, I worked at one of the Norway's biggest military airports. So, of course, that's the first place they're gonna bomb. So I felt kind of bad. If something is happening, I'm going to the place most likely to be targeted. But then my friend that also was there, like, it's a 2-hour ride to get here from where you live. There will be nothing left by you get off the ferry, so don't worry about it.
Someone's got to clean up.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're late for work that day. Oh, there's nothing left. Oh, well.
Oh no, I missed the ferry. I was very eager to attend, but Norwegian ferry service is unreliable.
Yeah, but a good thing with traveling far is because I did it by train, because that's my preferred method of traveling long distances, is that I could do some editing on the train. So I've almost finished one video, and I've started editing another as well. So that's rather nice. And catching up on some YouTube as well. So I've been watching. So it's nice to do that on company time, more or less.
But the question is, though, is there a train line along the coastline from
Not
Stockholm
along
and
the
down south?
coastline. It goes kind of from top right to bottom left. So it's Stockholm Malmö. So 2/3 of the way, I had to change trains 2 times to actually get where I'm going. But it's still, it took more or less exactly the same time as it would have taken me if I would have driven. And 5 and something hours in a car is not what I'm looking forward to. And I had a colleague that drove from a bit away, and he got redirected 1 hour more because there was some kind of accident on the road. So I felt I chose correctly when I didn't have any troubles at all with the trains.
Yeah.
But making wise, you asked. I have been making progress in my current project, my second sewing project, which is making joggers or sweatpants or soft trousers, as we say.
Comfy trousers.
That you can call them that as well.
Comforters? No, that's something different, isn't it?
It sounds like that should be something else.
Oh, that's the pants version. I'm catching on now to this pants trousers ordeal. It's I'm quite the linguistic, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, because I felt because I've been thinking about doing it for a long time, and I bought fabric for it sometime last year. It's just been laying collecting dust next to my sewing machine. So I felt now when it's like minus 8-10 degrees outside, it's good to do inside making.
Yeah, you want a nice, comfortable indoor project where you can just have a cup of tea that doesn't go cold instantly, and
Yes.
you can just poodle on, put the radio on. Yeah, I've got a potential little sewing project coming up. I don't know what I'm going to make it out of, but I just bought a Kobo ebook reader. And it's great. It's fantastic. Absolutely love it. But it's really weird because it's slightly cheaper than a Kindle. And I bought it because you're not giving Dr. Evil any money by buying a Kobo rather than an Amazon product. But the cases that you can get, the official cases, are weirdly expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, I'm just going to make myself a little slipcase out of leather or felt or something. I've got some fake felt, which is fine, synthetic felt, but I'd like to use the real thing. And I've got some canvas. I've got some leather, but it's not particularly good. So in the spirit of using what I've got, it's probably going to be felt.
Felt is nice.
I'm assuming that's quite easy to sew.
Yeah.
Or would it just start fraying like crazy? Do you need to seal the edges of it somehow? I don't know.
Depends on what felt it is, I would say. Maybe not. And and it also depends on how hard what kind of wear and tear you will put on it, I think.
Wow.
If you carry it and it's a lot of weight on it, then maybe it starts to dig itself out of a corner. But if you just use it as a protector for it and have it in a bag, then it's probably fine, I would think.
I'm guessing use it as an inner liner and then leather. But then again, leather has a nice inner surface as well. You don't need an inner liner for that.
No.
I would go leather. Yeah.
I'll have to buy some leather. Or I'll have to go to a charity shop and buy an old leather handbag.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I was thinking of sandwiching a piece of plastic in the bit that was going to be the front to protect the screen. Or just a bit of really stiff cardboard. Something like that.
Yeah. That works too.
Just sandwich that between the outer and some sort of inner layer of cotton or canvas or something. It's all very much in the sort of scribbled in a notebook stage. I haven't even started gathering
like
stuff
so
together.
much stuff is.
Yeah. So that'll happen probably at some point.
Hopefully before you break the screen.
Hopefully so. But no, loving ebook reader life so far.
I've never tried it. I hate reading on normal screens, but I've never tried an actual e-reader. So maybe that's nice. I don't know.
It's really good, and it's not like trying to read it off like an iPad or a tablet computer, because these things, they weigh virtually nothing. There's no weight to it whatsoever. It's very Star Trek, just wandering around with this very light piece of plastic
that actually does stuff, and it's not just
that
a
actually
prop.
does stuff. It's not just a prop, no. And this one, it's a color one. It's only got 3 colors. You can only display 3 colors.
That's more than one. I thought was the standard.
Yeah. But no, even with its color display, it's still got like a battery life that's rated in black and white mode. The battery's rated for whatever 8 hours a day. It would last 2 months
That's
between
decent.
charges. With the backlight on and in full color mode, a month.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the old Nokia phone then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice bit of kit. I would recommend it to anyone who want to read more and not stare at their phone as much.
And don't want to carry a lot of books.
Don't want to carry a lot of books, no.
Because I mean, I really, it's something in me that I like to holding the pages to feel how far I've come in the book, how much is left, that sort of thing. I kind of miss that if I don't hold the pages.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still absolutely love paper books.
I mean,
but if you got... Sorry, carry on.
You could have a status bar at the top. You are now at... It could give you statistics as well. You're currently reading 60 words per minute.
The average for a 7-year-old.
Yeah. At this pace, you will have finished this book by 2028.
Well, no, this thing does have a progress bar right at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Tells you where you are and the
Or
percentage.
is it like a numbers-based system where it has one number indicates where you are, and it's like a slash, and then a number indicates the total amount of, call it pages?
Yeah, it's both. So it'll give you a page count, you're on page whatever, and the percentage of how much you've read. If you wanted to. And this thing, you can hook it up to Instapaper and you can send it articles. You can sideload an RSS reader into it if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you can write on it as well, then we're talking. My wife has one, maybe not that one. She works in publishing, so she shreds books like no one else. But she got a remote control for her because since they are so light, she got like a phone holder by the side of the bed. Because when it's cold outside and you like the fresh air when you're sleeping, you might get a bit nippy on your hands and shoulders when you're reading a book. So she got like a Bluetooth remote control for her, so she could just put it up. So it's like suspended over her head, and she just pulls up the duvet, and she has the remote control, and she's like, click, click, click to change the pages.
That sounds extremely lazy and extremely nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next model up, I was considering getting the one you could write on, but it's like you're just trying to converge too much stuff here. Let's keep it cheap for a little bit. The next model up has got a slightly bigger screen, and you can buy
more colors, and then it has a SIM card slot so that you can also send messages to other people with a device like that, and it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, the next model up does 6 colors. Ooh.
Speaking of slippery slope, I have ordered myself a new phone today.
Finally.
Yes. The hard reset, I thought it worked until I moved outside the house and it had to connect to a different cell tower and it lost connection. So every time I move from one tower to another, it seems I need to restart my phone. And today, I don't remember turning off the alarms. I probably did that, but we overslept. And of course, the school tried to call to like, where's the kid? Because there is no message in the app that she's staying at home today. And they could not get to me. And then they called my wife. She's on travel. And she tried calling me. Nope, nobody can get through. So when I woke up, it's like, oh no, I feel rested. And then you shit the bed, so to say. So yeah, just, oh no, we should have been there a long time ago. And then stress to get them to school and kindergarten, way past breakfast time and anything, and screwed up everything. And then I realized that I just need to buy a new phone. And then a couple of weeks ago, I was doing all the deep dive, and my algorithms still think I'm all phone now. So I've narrowed it down to 2 phones. Could not really decide. One was better than the other by a slight margin, but like no. And then I logged on today. I'm just gonna order one, get it over with, and then what, a week's delivery time, and then it's like expected date for it to come into them. It's like that's not happening. And then all right, let me check the other one then. Oh, yeah, that's one in, and it's also on sale for the next couple of days. So it's a lot cheaper. It's probably because a new model is coming just around the corner. But yeah, so tomorrow I get delivered a new phone, which I'm gonna spend a day or two setting up.
So what phone is it?
Oh, it's a Motorola something, and they have just these weird numbers.
Okay.
But yeah, it has decent memory and decent storage, and probably also connects to the network, hopefully. And yes, it has
Probably what you're looking
jack
for, isn't
plug.
it?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I look for. And it was the phone with 3.5 jack. So in case I want to go old school,
Nice.
kind of
Good for
feel
you.
sad that. Thank you. Kind of feel sad that I did not have the other one, as I just thought, all right, I don't need a jack, but I mean, I hate phones. I really don't want. My goal is to just less phone, so it shouldn't matter what phone I'm getting, because then goal is to basically not have it.
Yeah,
But
I realized something I don't like with my new phone, because it's fancy of having rounded edges on the side, and I don't know if it's my stupid thumbs, or it just makes pushing the buttons that are on the extreme side of the phone harder, like the send button in WhatsApp and the enter button for the key for the keyboard and that sort of thing. Because
oh
I
yeah,
only fit like half of my thumb on it, and I have to be precise with those. And that's
Yeah.
kind of bothering.
I had that with some Nokia. I had a brief flirtation with Android, which didn't last very long. Straight back to iPhone. But I had this Nokia, which I really liked the design of, but that had like that thing, but it was slightly concave on the edges, which was just weird, and I could not get on with it for love nor money.
Yeah.
So, yep, that one on eBay. Bought an iPhone. Back to what you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the I think Chinese Nokias or whatever it was. But someone bought up the name and made some decent Android phones a couple of years ago. I don't know if they do it still.
HND, I think. HND
That might have
Communications.
been it. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they bought the Nokia brand, didn't they?
Yeah. But the
HND
Nokia,
Global.
I think it was 7 or something like that. I used that was released. That was what I used to film my YouTube stuff in the beginning. It was decent enough. But then I went total pixel.
Yeah.
Or drunk the Google Kool-Aid. And now it's hard to stop.
I remember my dad once. I think he got it from someone. I'm not sure, but it was the Nokia phone. It was a huge brick, and the reason for that was because if you put it down on its side, you could flip it open, and it had like a full computer keyboard and a screen.
Ah, yeah, the 9000 or something like that.
Yeah, and I remember,
Communicator
when I grow
9000.
up, yeah, this is. And I mean, we're not far off the computing power. It's just you don't have the flip lid and the screen; they're all integrated.
I remember a guy when I started uni had that, and he showed me that you can actually use a spreadsheet on it, and I thought that was bloody magic. On that
Wow.
monochrome screen and that.
This is living in the future. I can use a spreadsheet on my phone.
Yeah.
Now
Mind
it's just-
blown.
I know. At some point, that must have been a really, really wild idea, but now it's just because with the total heebie-jeebies of why would you want to do that? Leave it on the desk where it's supposed to be. Don't take it with you, for heaven's sake. There's like all those sort of weird in-between technologies which were like really clever, but also just slightly crap. But they were the best we had at the time, like Palm Pilots and
Yeah.
do you remember Scion computers, the little flip open? They were basically a PDA, like a Palm Pilot, but it was a clamshell and it flipped open and it had a full keyboard in it.
No, I don't think I
No?
I came
Well,
across
they
that.
were a British company, so maybe they didn't do too well outside of Britain.
Maybe.
But no, that was the one to have. They were amazing bits of kit, but like all of these sort of weird interstitial technologies, it wasn't quite ready yet, and it wasn't powerful enough to be a computer, but it wasn't mobile enough to be a mobile phone. So what was it?
I'm so glad you said it because I forgot this until now. I had a PDA. I bought that at some point, and it had this weird small integrated plastic pen so you can write
Yep.
on the screen as well. And yeah, it was really crap. Really low memory, but you could upload. I think I could like cram like 10, 12 MP3s onto it before the memory was full. And then it had I think it was the second mobile phone I got. It had Bluetooth, and Bluetooth was just launched. So Bluetooth, the first couple of years was crap. No reach, no connectivity, and you really struggle getting devices to communicate. But these two could communicate. So if the phone was pointing true north on the left side of a full moon, and you managed to connect the PDA, you could write messages on it and get your phone to send them as SMS. And I remember, this is the future. And then, of course, if you just smash those together with a big press and give it 20 years, I mean, that's where we are today. So, I mean, I just didn't put any money in it.
Yeah, I remember getting my AOL mail on my PDA by using dial-up internet from my mobile phone using infrared.
Ooh.
Amazing. Yeah. You had to point the infrared transceiver on the top of my Nokia 6210, I think it was. You know, the long silver one. You had to point that at the infrared receiver on the Palm Pilot, and you could dial up and get your email.
Good times.
Terrible times. Really frighteningly expensive and slow times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't know that at the time. So,
No, I did. I was paying the bill.
True that.
Paying the bill to play Star Trek.
Yeah, and I was lucky because I didn't pay, and then of course your parents came down, and I've been waiting this phone call from my friends now for several hours, but are you on dual ISDN? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So, Haavard, have you been up to something?
Yes,
making-wise?
I was gonna double back to that because I've been doing a lot of making. And then again, doing no progress at all, except generating a lot of video.
That's
because I'm
progress, I think.
I have now emptied 2 out of 4 rattle cans. So I have now painted the car with the base color, where I have now to put masking tape down for the things that will shine through before I can put the top coats on. So maybe by the time this episode is out, I might beyond just putting clear coats on. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so fed up with it. And then this guy posts an Instagram post of a sewing machine trolley. And I'm like, I need one instantly. So I'm now sketching a sewing machine trolley with a flip up table and everything. It's gonna be 80% copy of his trolley because it seems thought through and it works. I just need to add my touches on it to work with my workflow. But yeah, that I have not thought about that before is amazing because I have a slot in my cupboard in the bedroom. There's the sewing machine, and then you have the box with all the accessories, the needles and clamps and whatnot and glues, and then you have a random box of cuts of leather and fabrics and old trousers and whatnot that you haven't thrown away. And every time you're going to sew something, you need to pull it out and put it on a table and then bring all the boxes and everything. What if you have a very cool, and it was very like Laura Kampf stylish thing that you could just roll it out, flip it up, and sit down by it, and then just do your sewing and then trolley it back again. Can you use trolleying as a verb? Yes.
It sounds naughty in a way, but yeah.
Oh, it can be for sure. Yeah, leather and rapid moving.
In and out motions, yes.
Yes.
I didn't look at yeah, I did look, but I don't remember. Did it have any flip up sides, or was it meant to be put against another table if you want a bigger work surface for it?
No, there's a flip up thing at the side.
Yeah.
And he had like also a shelf you pulled out and you could lift up the. So he stored the sewing machine vertically. And then on the top of the table, he had a cutout that you can lift out, and then you slot in the sewing machine so that the flat surface of the sewing machine, whatever that is called, is like in line with the surface of the table, so you get a bigger surface. Which is good usually half the time, unless you're sewing something where you need to take a lot of shit off to get like a sleeve or something in. But
yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. A bit like the old school, the foot pedal ones that you could put in a box underneath thingy.
yeah, and in Norway, I mean, since the 70s style is in fashion now, they're becoming kind of pricey, but you get a lot of these teak veneered sewing machine tables that has that function, like a cupboard where you pull it out and you put it up, and some of them have the attachment for the pedal as well. But there were some clever solutions there that probably could carry over into modern times.
I do like the idea of everything just being kitted out on a trolley that you can just roll away and make disappear when you don't need it.
Yeah, I am not there that I'm doing big expensive, yes, but elaborate sewing projects that goes over several days. I just need to hack something together or fix something. So it's like it doesn't need to be very ergonomically pleasing to sit by that trolley because it takes 10 minutes to have fixed it, and then I just put it back again. So, and then I don't have to have it inside. I can have it in my workshop.
I used to have my sewing machine in a cupboard, so to say. But as you say, it is hard when you have to take it out and set it up. So then I just had it on a table instead. But I mean, then it's just collecting dust, and I mean, it has its own problems with starting it up, so to say. So yeah, trolley might be good.
Trolley is always good. Yeah.
Everything's better with wheels on it.
Exactly.
Simple fact of life.
Yeah, well, up to a point. I mean, eventually you just play some, because if you have everything on wheels, then you feel that you can put more stuff in, and then it's just a big 15 game of moving everything around because everything is on casters, and you have to, well, this has to go here, and now I get space over here, and yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
Benny Hill sketch.
Although in my garage, yeah, it's got to have locking casters, because if it didn't, everything would just roll to the front because it's entirely on a slope.
Yeah.
Well, that's good when you have a water leak. So
exactly, that's to let all the water out, I guess. Yeah.
I sent an email today to a concrete company to ask for a price of delivery, because I'm making, sometimes this summer I'm making the foundation for a garage, and no matter what literature you're reading, they always say it needs to slope either to the opening or towards the drain. And yes, I understand that if you're in Norway, you're parking your car with snow and slush on it, and then it drips off. But no, I'm gonna have I mean, we have a house from the 60s. I can't assume that the floor inside is flat. So I'm just looking forward to having something that is perfectly level. So when I'm making my garage floor, I'm going to take all the precautions. This is going to be as flat and smooth as possible, so I can actually lay stuff out and glue and put it together and know that this will be a flat surface once I turn it around, whatever it is. I mean, a squeegee doesn't cost that much, so if there happens to be spilled some water, I can always get it out.
About your regulations. I'm going to get a steel ball bearing and put it on a stainless steel table in the middle of the room. And if it moves, you haven't done your job properly.
Yes, exactly.
But are you going to have the concrete or some kind of epoxy or painted concrete as a subfloor, or a floor, or do you use that as a subfloor and put something else on it? A carpet, anything built up?
No, it's just going to be regular concrete, but you put like while it's curing, you're putting on a membrane compound of some sort that makes it not crack as much.
Yeah.
And then of course you do the reversed helicopter machine or whatever to polish it down to, like, it's not going to be a mirror finish. And of course it's going to be a workshop floor. So, but I am thinking that in the corner I might do as I do in my workshop now, that I have a raised part, maybe a light wall and some carpet, and but yeah, most of it is just going to be like a regular concrete floor.
Not going to throw any underfloor heating in there?
No. That is
something you deserve.
I mean, we have heated floors in the bathrooms, but using it as heating in the entire house, which is becoming more and more common in Norway, but power is going up in price. And I have woolen socks that are comfy. So yeah, no, I don't need that in, but I'm going to insulate the workshop so that you can have a heater in, but I never missed, not even in the garage that I have today, I don't miss heated floors. I mean, I go barefoot 8 months of the year anyway, and I'm lucky I haven't lost a toe. So if I had heated floor, it would just add to a higher likelihood of me cutting a toe off because I'm dropping something on it, either sharp or heavy or both.
No, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to build it from scratch. I have been looking at the kit. I think I can build it almost as cheap myself, but when you're buying the materials from scratch, you can beef them up in the areas that you know that you're going to hang off things. But also, I could put down the concrete slab, and then you have a nice foundation to work on, and you can put up the skeleton or whatever it's called on the roof, and then you can spread the cost. If you're buying a kit, they want you to buy everything at once, and then like that's a big chunk of money. I can spread it out over 6 to 8 months. You just need to have a completed roof by the time the first snow comes next year. So
are looking forward to a barn racing this summer.
Yeah, that might be. I have downscaled the plans a bit, which makes it easier. So it's going to be, I'm not going to have a retention wall at the back that is towards the ground. So I cut a meter off the garage so that I just need to put a flat concrete piece down, and then making the walls is relatively easy. You just make those laying down, and then it's so small dimensions that my wife and father-in-law can help me when you're uprating the walls. But I have decided to not having to make a jig and try to get all the roof frames exactly identical, which is kind of nice. So I talked to a neighboring company that makes them, and I asked for the pricing, and it's reasonable, and they also deliver them. So I'm thinking if I have the wall frames up, I could invite people for a beer, and let's put what are they called? Roof frames? Is that the? Yeah, I'm not into the names, but yeah, just putting that up and putting some sheets on top so it's stay together, and then that would be nice.
Definitely. Then you wrap it in some tarp and then think I will do the rest next year, and then 10 years later you haven't.
Exactly. I realized something here the other day. I went to the hardware store and looked at things, and then I found various kind of wax, and I was looking like, all right, do they have tool wax? Because people use that. But then I realized I have cast iron things in my workshop, but they don't rust. But I just realized I have a constant positive temperature in my workshop, so that is probably what saves it, because I don't have the plus minus temperatures and the condensation and the moisture, so it's relatively dry in my workshop, and that helps. So what I'm just assuming that what I spend on electricity to heat it up, I save in waxing my tools. So that sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah.
You just got to really hope that the price of wax doesn't skyrocket.
Yeah.
I was making significant savings here, but now I'm not so sure.
No.
Oh, well. So you will get your new workshop garage. It's a garage. Mr. Planning person, it's a garage.
Yeah.
So that's all happening this year.
That's the plan. But as we've said previously, plans are in place to be deviated from. So
let's just keep it fluid, yeah?
Because I also I might not sell the car that I have for the price that I want, and I need a new car. So there are some expenditures coming up. So yeah, I might dial it back a bit on the workshop part. But yeah.
I thought it was going to be a palatial new workshop, and in fact, all you've got is a gazebo.
I mean, it's better than
concrete pad.
I actually thought about that. I could, as long as you have the concrete pad in place, I could be happy with that, or I could put the. It's not bigger than that. I could put the 4 posts in the corner and put a tarp over, just to like the cheapest mezzanine kind of pergola ever seen, and then just wait for next year to do the rest. But there is something having that pad cast there, and like, it would be nice to just have the. Because, I mean, if you have the walls and the roof, then you can work through winter in putting up some insulation, and you have some place to put the bikes, and it's really nice to have a roof as well. So I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That's my stretch goal, at least.
If you watched any of, I would say I would call him Dave Fogler, but apparently it's Fogler, and it's his name, so we'll go with his pronunciation.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of his summer camp restoration videos that he's doing out in Maine? He's running everything out of what he's calling the command tent, and it is just it's. I don't think it is ex-military. I think it's brand new, but it has a very strong military vibe of just this really, really heavy tent. It looks like it could be. You could probably live in it quite comfortably, and this thing is enormous.
Is it like the is it called a yurt or something? The ones that they use in the steppe lands in Mongolia?
No, it's not a yurt, but it is. It's just like a really, really. It's like a massive gazebo, but with really heavy sort of tarpaulin sides and roof and roll-up doors on the front, and it's all built on a massive wooden platform.
Yeah,
it's impressive structure. I mean, in the last series he went back and a tree had fallen on it in the winter, and it was fine. Yeah. Just took the tree off. Took the tree off. Yeah, and
you're onto something.
Retightened everything, and off you go.
You're onto something there. If I just put down the concrete slab this year, I put a tent on it. But then again, should I put down the concrete slab but actually take the cost for underfloor heating? Because if you're going to put a tent up there with underfloor heating, that would be nice.
Then you just have to make sure that the tent is bigger than the underfloor heating, so you don't
just heating up the outside world.
Exactly.
You mean couldn't you use the same? Not sure how it works on new stoves, where they just. Okay, you put down a pan of this shape and size, so I'm just going to heat up that part. But then again, it takes a bit of time to heat up. So I'm like, could you have a floor that just heat up where you put your feet? But it's like, I see some technical challenges there, but
it sounds dangerous to make it work.
That'll be fine. You just have conductive socks and
because that ends well. Well, I mean,
you get battery powered heated socks, don't you? So
but you have
true
up the amperage.
You walk around in socks that's connected to the neutral via some kind of resistor. Then you just have a lot of 230 phase in the floor. So wherever you step, you make a connection, and then
it's like with these.
You should move your feet, otherwise I think it would burn. So
it's the same like these what they're called, bumper cars at the fair.
Yeah. Oh.
The floor is metal, and then you have a chicken coop mesh in the roof, and then you just have a long pole that touches it, and that's the way they power it. And you could just have a backpack with a pole on it, and then that powers your electric socks.
I see no problem whatsoever with this.
And then you can have a socket on as well. So when you're using power tools, you don't need battery drills anymore. You can use the old power. You just plug it into the backpack with the fishing pole. Instant 220.
Oh, if only I had a bit more ceiling height in the workshop. This would be really fun to build just for a gag.
I need power, and that all your tools, you're just taking off the socket, so you just have the two leads with some hooks on them, so you just like hook it up into the roof wherever you are, and like yeah, that's a workshop improvement if I ever saw one.
Exactly.
I mean, you would get some good interaction on that video, I feel.
Yeah. Electro Boom would be so envious.
Just rage baiting Electro Boom. That sounds like a fun project.
That would, in the process of building it, I mean, stretching up a piece of like chicken wire just to make a video, like you are about to do it, that would be fun enough. Just rage baiting.
Have ceiling lights where you turn them on by disconnecting one side and just dropping it to the floor to make connection.
Yeah. It's like these fancy magnet lamps where to turn them off, you just pull the cord and it's hanging freely, and when you're turning it on again, you just bring the cord up and it's held in proximity just by magnet. So it's not touching, but it's close enough that you get conductivity, and then it triggers a relay, of course, because you don't pull all the power through that connection. But
would you even need to do that? Because I've seen photographs of people who put like fluorescent tubes under pylons and they just light up by themselves.
Yeah.
So I assume if there's enough,
you have enough power,
induction.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have enough charge in the air, you just carry a fluorescent tube around with you.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if
totally
you have
healthy to live in that, George.
It'd be perfectly fine.
I mean, I already upgraded for a 3-phase, and then you just need a step-up converter, so you need to up the voltage a bit. But yeah, it's easily obtainable.
All these things can do, and you are the fleshy fuse in the center of it all.
Yeah.
I just regret that I did not get the camera with the wireless charging, because then you could just, as long as you have it anywhere in your workshop, it's just instantly charged.
Everything's instantly charged.
Yeah. And when you're walking in, you're here like, but it's not a problem for me, obviously. But
no, yeah.
But you with a funny beard.
Yeah, a real sort of like fuzz going on. You'll be like Tesla.
Yeah.
Just everything can be solved with enormous amounts of electricity.
Yeah, just more power. That's the solution.
Yeah.
Well, after this revelation of everyone's going to try and kill themselves in their new electrically powered workshop.
What was it you said last week or the week before? Nothing we say here is instruction. It's just for entertainment purposes.
Everything is provided for entertainment purposes only.
I mean, it's just energy, right? When you boil down to it. And if you've been to these old workshops, they were usually in the same building as a mill because you needed a water wheel. And all the energy are these running belts up in the roof. And if you needed to use your bandsaw, you had to pull the tensioner on that belt, and then it would start tapping into that main roller up in the roof. I mean, my electric version is just as safe as that, because people lost fingers, arms, whatever in those. Walking around in the workshop with like 50 pulleys and belts just screaming at the speed of the water wheel outside. So, yeah, I think I'm just carrying on tradition.
Exactly. You'll be very warm and always screaming.
Well, I mean, it's just like, I'm 50% there already. So
you're screaming for the rest of your life.
Which would be short. Yeah.
It would
No
make one hell of
guarantees.
a video.
Oh yes.
I think that's probably a sensible, natural place to slip off your electric shoes and head into the lounge bar of the Half Pint.
Yeah,
Ooh.
where we'll talk about funerals and weddings.
If you say so.
Matches and dispatches.
Yeah. So, good night then.
Good night, or good morning, or whatever.
Good afternoon,
Might be.
maybe. Ta-ta.
Ta-da.
Ta-ta. It feels like I'm stealing your thing by saying ta-ta.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, do you want to go to the bathroom?
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
That's a bit more fancy.